All right, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to Real Madrid Hub. Welcome to Dr. JOTA. And today I will have to talk about FC Barcelona because it's trendy in the United States. And of course, there are so many people out there who don't really understand how big is this thing. I mean, for all those we are living in Spain right now, there's no other thing, there's no other issue, there's no other subject to talk about. FC Barcelona allegedly corruption case is so big, is so massive right now that is shaking the whole thing in the ground and is shifting below our feet, and apparently a lot of people out there don't even know. Let me tell you, if all this thing is true, if all this investigation goes through, and if the judgment, the judges actually decide to punish FC Barcelona for all the things they are saying or that have been said during the investigation, right? That FC Barcelona presidents and former presidents and vice presidents and people from FC Barcelona have been paying to Enriquez Negreira in a specific amount of money, then the consequence might be huge. Why? Well, let me address the statement from the president of La Liga right yesterday, saying, claiming, and confirming the possibility for FC Barcelona to be relegated to the second division. It's real. For so many people, if FC Barcelona is relegated, the problem with that is it'll take down the 45% of the income of La Liga. Why? Because La Liga is basically, all the revenue from La Liga is basically through Real Madrid and FC Barcelona, right? Well, if FC Barcelona is relegated, right, all this big stream will be will fade away, considering a lot of major brands wouldn't be interested again, ever again, in signing deals or even trying to find sponsorship deals with FC Barcelona, right? I mean, that'd be the kind of thing where, or the kind of club, institution, person you don't want to deal with when they are in the spotlight for corruption, right? So it's basically the same thing that happen when it comes to politics. If you are dirty, right, or if you found guilty or allegedly guilty, right, nobody really wants to make any deal with you. So that is the biggest fear of La Liga and a lot of people, especially FC Barcelona. Because now that we are listening to the news regarding to the UEFA Champions League, considering not to invite the FC Barcelona for the next season is big thing as well. FC Barcelona might be losing about 100 million euros in just one season. A money, by the way, they don't have. I mean, if FC Barcelona is needed right now of something, that something is money, big money, right? And they've been chopping off, literally chopping off their all assets all over the last summer in order for them to sign big players. Problem with that is you cannot do that again. You cannot do it again. The problem with that is if you've already wasted the 50% of your assets, right? Wasting them, not selling them, wasting the money you were getting, receiving, or whatever you want to call it from those assets. The problem is that money will not get back to you ever again. And I think that they did it with the only hope, with the only purpose to win a bunch of trophies. The problem is the only big trophy they're gonna win is La Liga. If you win La Liga, man, it's okay. The Spanish La Liga, it's fine. It's not horrible. But let me tell you something. As long as you are not winning the champions or either qualifying for quarterfinals, 16th round, semifinal, or even the final is not enough. For a big club like FC Barcelona, is not enough. So that's why yesterday Javier Tebas said this scenario of FC Barcelona being relegated is not, I mean, it's bad, but it's not, horrible, considering we can bounce back after 1 year. Because everybody is assuming that FC Barcelona will get back to the first division in just 1 year, right? So for Javier Tebas, it's bad, but it's not the end of the world, considering that it'd be worse in terms of image and reputation and stuff like that if La Liga does literally nothing. And he's right. He's definitely right. If La Liga does anything with all this major corruption case going on, nobody really will believe either in La Liga, Spanish football, Spain, or any other institution, business, or whatever it is attached or linked to Spain. And that is very true. So, as a Madridista man, I'm not claiming for FC Barcelona to be relegated just because I hate them. No, it's not just that. It's just because if you don't do anything, when you have to your neighbors, Italy, right, relegating to Juventus de Turin for something much softer than this, right? You cannot just take a look around and say, hey, we're going to look the other way, and we're going to try to ignore that all these things has happened, right? So that is basically the thing. And Javier Tebas is the first one in talking about the possible relegation of FC Barcelona. That's number one. Number two, what I told you is about UEFA and the champions for next year. As you can imagine, and as you know, UEFA, the organization, what it does every single year is to invite to the different clubs in Europe, right, who are eligible for playing the UEFA Champions League. They are required to send different forms and documents and stuff if they want to take part, if they want to participate in the UEFA Champions League. But UEFA Champions League organization has the ability, has the power to not invite to one or more clubs who, in their opinion, are not complying with the rules or the guidelines of the UEFA Champions League, right? So if they consider FC Barcelona is already not guilty, but they have to clear everything out before to be attached to a competition like the UEFA Champions League, they might require them to be completely clear, okay, before to take part in that. So if they are not invited to participate in the next Champions League, that'd be huge deal. Why? Because all the money they will lose, about 100 million euros, which is a lot of money, especially for FC Barcelona, who is in very need of a lot of money. Okay, so it's the first time I think it's the first time a president or a major representative of a big institution speaks about the possible relegation of FC Barcelona. And the scandal is huge, man. I mean, if you are interested in the different platforms, Twitter accounts, newspapers and stuff, every single day we have more information coming up. And for example, this guy here is talking about the difference between the red cards between FC Barcelona versus Real Madrid in a period from 2001 all the way to 2021. And the net difference, right? Net difference is in favor overwhelmingly for FC Barcelona, which is a little bit suspicious, right? So, and it's not only that, man. I mean, all the different information and paragraphs and investigation from the different newspapers delivering and revealing how FC Barcelona have been paying to Negreira through different companies, I mean offshore companies, companies and businesses and different ways in how Negreira put his son, utilized his son for different purposes and reasons. For example, the son was the responsible to take to the referees to the Nou Camp, to the FC Barcelona stadium over the last, during a bunch of years. And there are as well unknown people who received the money that he was taking out of the ATMs, right? He apparently would withdraw about 20,000 euros every month, right? From different cashiers and ATMs and stuff. But that money wasn't for him. That money was spread out all over the different people working for him. So what the kind of IRS and Hacienda, as it called in Spain, is investigating right now this thing. And the worst of all is the court has accepted the complaint filed by the general attorney. So what that means now, the police force is investigating the whole thing as well. So every single different institution is investigating and going after FC Barcelona, invoices, bills, payments, paychecks, stuff like that, or every single document that might be suspicious. So that, of course, can end in the relegation of FC Barcelona, and to me, that is the least thing La Liga should do, considering FC Barcelona is not an acceptable club anymore with this, or in the meantime, they are still in the spotlight for this reason. If they were out of that, I would be okay. But man, we are investigating a corruption case that might have affected to teams like Real Madrid or Atletico de Madrid in terms of trophies, right? Because we don't really know if there was any help or influence in the arbitrage of the referees against or in favor of Real Madrid, FC Barcelona, or either one. So, man, there's no other way around. We have to suspend the FC Barcelona in different ways. Fine them or relegate them or punish them, but man, you cannot look the other way, definitely. So let's see what happens, guys, but this is getting worse for FC Barcelona. Let's wait a little bit more to see what happens, man, but this is getting worse for the Joan Laporta FC Barcelona.